Hi, welcome. In this video, continuing on with the theme of control issues, I'd like to discuss what I define as gapping. And gapping relates to a approach or a method which allows a dog to maintain a level of control through the approach or through the method itself. And this is where, again, when, years ago when I started to really understand, the depth of how dogs connect with us at that level, but beyond just this appearance-based narrative, okay, the issue with understanding the motives. Again, I talk a lot about motives, but again, just like, very similar to human with terms of motives, there's a lot of similarities as it relates to these issues about, this idea about learning. If you really look at what I show, things will start to make sense as to why things can look really good from, at the appearance level, but when you put it to the test in the real world, things all will fall apart. And again, because it's an issue about going deeper with it to understand, what does training really represent? When you're experiencing behavior problems, what needs to happen? It's a relationship problem, and going deeper with that. But again, getting back to this issue of gapping, okay, this is where, again, once you understand, once you go deeper in the process to understand why it's really important, okay, to approach training for what it is, okay, how it filters through relationally, that it has to be specific in terms of how change happens, okay? It's got to be very specific to prevent gaps, okay? The dog's ability to hold on to control through the process. And this is very, very common. So for example, this is why when I talk about balanced dog training, and it relating to be on this so-called, even define this as a type of spectrum, okay, as you move further, the training process further away from what it is, okay, you start to incorporate or approach it as some sort of middle of the road, learning-based exercise. There can be gaps, okay, with how a dog can work the angles, so to speak, and still hold control, okay? And this is a tremendous problem in the dog training world, but the ability to even see or understand what I'm even talking about comes to letting go of this learning narrative. Because I'll be honest, once you really invest in that type of thinking and get caught up in just how things appear, it's very, very deceptive, okay? You have to really be challenging that and doing a type of self-audit to really be able to, look at things differently, okay? Be able to understand, even when I'm talking about this issue of gapping, how this can happen. It's really important because ultimately, you want people to be successful, especially when you start dealing with dogs that have a lot of control issues going on. Dogs that are dealing with aggressive cases. This is where a lot of times you go into it, approach it in a balanced way and still not be able to get that dog to get these control issues resolved. A dog can still hold on to control. So again, just something to think about if you hear me use the term gapping, or if you're dealing with, if you've kind of cycled through all the different training processes, I would encourage you to really look at this system. It's very, very different. It's very unique based on the depth of what the process represents, how I approach dog training. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. We're more than happy to answer your questions. So thanks for watching.